it's the mindset again. Everyone at this level, you see them ride the bike, and there's very few people you see riding down going, "Oh, he should be on the track." You don't have that. It's almost Benoît is one of the riders he's so smooth. He doesn't look exceptional in practice. It's very rare that you look at Benoît and go, "Well, he's going to blow the doors off it this weekend." When you watch Ronan ride, you're thinking, "Well, he's going to blow the doors off it," because his back wheel's not following his front wheel anywhere. But with Benoît, it's just smooth, and he just picks the pace up, and Lucas Shaw picks the pace up. So it's practice. It's a story. The race weekend is a story, and the riders are very good at progressing through it. But some find themselves missing out, sitting out Sunday. And no one, when I talk to people at dinner and you speak to Cube, "How was your day?" No one in the final. We had to sit out. Madison, "How was your day?" Matt didn't make the cut. Greg got injured.
Those are some big teams, man.
It's tough. It really is tough. And I hope that we can find a spot where the big teams can be representing on the Sunday, because I think everyone wants that. We don't want to see, Matt Walker in the 30s and Bernard in the 30s not getting through to the final. That sucks for everyone, I think.
Yeah, and I mean, on the stories, it was Matteo Inez that got through and got 19th, and it's like, that's a story. We get to speak about that. I like to see, how's he going to do? That's a lot of pressure being in the top 10 near the end. He handled it pretty decently, and is stuck 8th. That's a story, and then there's some rounds where he's not in the top 30, but we can't see him in the final.
There you go.
And some guys are 8, and like you say, there's it's all about their strategy as well as the mental game. And it's tough when you're not protected, that your strategy is forced upon you sometimes. It's a lot more to deal with if you're not protected, or it's a lot more to deal with if you're coming off an injury and there's only 30 spots. So yeah, it certainly is a challenge. And those are some big teams you mentioned. And that's the compromise I've been vocal about. That's the positive compromise I'm hoping for, is more people in the final. Doesn't have to be a crazy amount, but I think we've proved that maybe, and Win Masters did the video. So, I think it was overwhelming. There was maybe 2 out of the 15 that got asked, plus I've polled, that said maybe 30 is a good number. And everyone else, including Gwyn, who's a top rider, said probably 40 is a good number or better. We need more. Let's try. Let's compromise. Let's figure it out. So yeah, that's what I heard. So it's not just my opinion being vocal.
No, I'm the same. I if you ask me, I think for me, 40's the number. Like motocross race, you get the top 40 to qualify. You can come, you can try. You're in the top 40. You're not, good luck next weekend. You're in the top 40. You make the May. So and had that last chance to qualify.
And it's kind of a cool story, right? Like it ties into the changes and the how the sport's evolving. It's somehow evolved to this 30-man thing or for broadcast, but it's like, okay, we'll keep the number 30, but we'll just add 10 on this super exciting LCQ or qualifying 2. And it's maybe that's like just the one compromise you guys are hoping for, but it's not my fight. I'm just at home. I've had some really cool chats, and I honestly agree with a lot more than I used to, because when you have a long form conversation like this, Alan, we could agree to disagree on some points, but I certainly see where you're coming from. And I can certainly go, I actually see the longevity of that point could work. Maybe we could get there a different way. That's my disagreement. But hey, let's go carry on with our lives. We're all trying to put the sport on a good pedestal, because we all think it could be more mainstream. The organizers, as well as us, as well as the teams, as well as the riders, everyone's on the same team. That's the problem here. But without the communication, it seems like everyone's pushing and pulling instead of going, okay, how do we get on the same boat, go down the same river, and figure it out,
Yeah, I think we all just want this. We love the sport. Everyone here is so passionate about this sport. We get up very early in the morning and we work late till night just because we love doing it. And, Win's such an advocate of the sport, and he's very passionate about it, and he's very passionate about the riders. And talking of Win and his Privateer Award, he's a big backer of the Privateer. Let's not lose the Privateer. Let's tell the story of the Privateer, because it's an important story to tell. And, you link Win's perspective and viewpoint and drive with the broadcaster, and you say, hey, talk about this privateer, talk about the fact he's not on a big team, talk about the fact that he's pitting out of a rental car. It's not a negative. It shouldn't be seen as a negative. It should be seen as a stepping stone to the future. This is the next guy. This is the guy you need to...
like David versus Goliath.
Yeah, this is the guy you need to be backing. This is the guy the fans need to get behind. This is the guy that should win a privateer award and give him, €1,000 to help him with his petrol. But unfortunately, third place got just over €1,000. This is the problem, that these are the things that I could bang about all day, and I'm not the guy shaking the money tree. I do understand that, but I just hope that we don't just, let's not compare ourselves to bloody Formula One, if I'm honest with you, because we're not there. That we're not being paid by the organizer to turn up. We're literally paying for the privilege of our actors starring in their show. And that to me is a bit twisted, I don't understand how this works, but in my mind, if you were making instead of 8 rounds, you're making an 8-part film, and you were the producer of this 8-part film, and you were saying, we only want the very best actors in our film, you'd reach out to the agents and you say, look, this is what we're offering your actor to be in our film. We're going to pay them this amount of money. And then the producer's making the money off the show that they sell. And at the moment, we're the ones paying for the privilege of starring on someone's show. And therefore, I think we need that. Everyone's in it together. Let's try and make it better. And a big part of that is the next generation coming through. And a big part of that is those who are the late bloomers, who've come from nothing, who are pitting out of the rental car, but are still able to mix it with the world's best. And that tells a story that people will want to watch.